Oh, it's gonna be rough.
Just suck in the whole time.
Suck it in. Like Captain Kirk on the Enterprise.
Hell yeah.
Well, sitting at the bar, that feels very natural. So it's a more natural environment for both of us.
I think so. Especially on this side. I've done this for fucking years.
Yeah.
And that on that side
You've never been on that side.
Yeah, never ever.
Hey guys, everybody, welcome to Malt Mariner's Whiskey Roads. This is me and Leon traveling the world for whiskey. Try different whiskeys, talk to people behind the counter, behind the still, behind the cask. And yeah, I'm on the road through Canada at this moment for the first time in my life. Great experience so far, and I'm really curious to try some rye whiskey and to talk to you because you're actually the first Canadian that I met so far, two Brits that make whiskey. I visited Macaloni's and Shelter Point, great distilleries. Maybe give everybody a quick introduction, who you are, where are we, and what is your role?
For sure. My name is Carson. I'm the general manager here at Sons of Vancouver in North Vancouver, British Columbia. Sons of Vancouver is a independent distillery that specializes in the production of rye whiskey specifically. Yeah, let's try some of these. This is our mainstay flagship product, our wheated rye. In whiskey, wheat is vanilla, and most folks think of rye as peppery, spicy, cloves. So this is 75% rye, 25% wheat, and that gives it a nice balance. So you get those vanilla notes, icing, and then you kind of get some stone fruit, apricot, creme brulee, caramel, a little bit of oak. That's kind of common in whiskey, but a really nice product. And this one's available all the time. We do a lot of special releases every couple months, 400 bottles or so, but they just go like that. They never last more than a day. Hours they're sold out, sometimes minutes they're sold out. So this one's always available through our website, at liquor stores. So if you want to try our whiskey, if you're in Canada, you certainly can do that with the wheated rye, or sign up to the mailing list for the special release stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I have a ton of questions, so I have to keep that in mind. What we kind of sort of want to dive into. But first of all, I'll take a sip because I'm really curious. Before I came here, I didn't really know much about you guys. I just heard from, like, in Germany would say the birds sang it from the trees.
Okay. That word of mouth kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that also Davin
Davin de Kergamo.
Yeah, I'm really sorry that I never really know how to pronounce the name. He wrote a really great book about Canadian whiskey. That is was my first contact with Canadian whiskey, and it made me really interested to come here and to experience what Canadian whiskey actually is and what it's all about, because I was very confused at first as a single malt Scotch fan, and then traveling the world for world whiskey. But the world whiskey category obviously is sort of divided into, I make single malt like in Scotland or Ireland, and I make whiskey like Americans, straight or something like that. But to me, it was really hard to understand what is Canadian whiskey and where is it positioned in my weird little brain to where should I put it on the map, other than the country itself. So I'll definitely ask you that, and I'll take a sip here, and I'm really curious. So you say this is we have the spirit here, 100% rye?
That's 100%.
And we have a rye whiskey that is 75% rye and
25 wheat.
25 wheat,
Yeah.
Cool. I never had that combo. I had 100% rye and straight ryes that were like combos, but I think it was corn, the other stuff.
There's a couple of wheat whiskeys as well that you can get around Canada. They're just wheat.
It's very subtle. It's much more subtle than this. Usually I would expect a lot of maple syrup and maybe acetone. So I like that. You know, I'm not really shy of that kind of flavor, of glue-ish flavors. I really like that, to be honest, weirdly. But that's what I usually expect, like a lot of maple syrup, a lot of light wood and glue. And this is much more delicate.
Yeah,
on the nose.
it's very approachable.
Yeah.
I've spoken to a number of people. They say, "Oh, I don't like whiskey, but I like that whiskey."
How much ABV is this?
50.6.
Yeah, 50.5.
50.5.
So it's like 101 proof.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, we do a lot of high ABV stuff. This one's on the lower end for us. Most of it is going to be 57 to 62 for the special releases. But this one is the flagship mainstay product that we want everyone to be able to enjoy. This one's not to sit on a shelf for years and years. It's to get through it and enjoy it.
First rye whiskey on Canadian soil. So,
cheers.
Oh, that is super smooth.
Yeah.
And sweet.
Yeah.
But not on the maple syrup side.
It's like a vanilla creme brulee caramel kind of.
Exactly. Yeah, it's more on the candy, sugary side of sweet.
Yeah.
For my palate. Interesting. Yeah, that it makes sense. It made sense because there's it says wheated rye whiskey on the bottle. So, okay, let's start with one of the questions that I had in my head for a couple of days.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think what I'd like to ask. I mean, I've had a conversation with the other guys like Chris and Graham from Macaloni's and from Shelter Point about being a bit of a new kid on the block, single malt Scottish style whiskey in Canada. But to me, it feels like what I told you before. I also wanted to talk to the big dogs or the old dogs or whatever. But it feels to me like you might be the right person to ask the question: what is Canadian whiskey to you, outside of the just being in Canada?
Yeah, no, great question. To me, Canada it's like 10 provinces, 3 territories, and each region is pretty distinct. And similar to Scotland, they have the different regions with a distinct taste in their whiskey. And to me, it's kind of like that, with rye being the through thread throughout the whole thing. Okay. So you're going to find rye in every province, and then some places will be more than others. Single malt in one spot, and then Walkerville in Ontario obviously is huge, and that's mostly blends. So it's kind of it's an interesting question. I think it's like a patchwork of different styles coming together, and then there's a lot of blended whiskey here as well. In a lot of places, blended whiskey is kind of seen as a bad word, but we think that a blend is a great way to create a new product, and you're not limiting yourself to just what comes out of the barrel as a single malt, and then we bottle that. Yeah. So we do everything blended, trying to put it together and make something intentionally that is delicious and inspiring and that sort of thing. But to get to your question, it's like a patchwork. It's such a popular spirit in Canada. Canadian whiskey is the big seller here, so it's kind of all over the place. We have bourbon lookalikes. A lot of distillers are doing corn whiskey to mimic bourbon. They can't legally call it bourbon because of the rules on the naming and stuff, but it's really a patchwork because the palate's so varied across the provinces of what takes off economically and what takes off kind of as a trend and that sort of thing.
It's very sweet. I'm like, my brain is sort of like, part is listening to what you say, asking a lot of other questions, and the other part is trying to pin down where have I seen this before. And it's really hard for me to do that because it's very sugary. So that part is sort of pinning it down to being closer to a Scotch grain whiskey than a classic bourbon or rye that I have on my head. Yeah. And the other part is it's saying I'm a little bit more like a wheated bourbon. So that's for me somewhere in that area. But so would you say then about like Canadian whiskey, because I personally also would agree that blended whiskey in Germany and in Europe has a little bit of a bad reputation, being like the bottom shelf whiskey. Either Jameson, Irish, Scotch, Johnny Walker.
Still has its place though at 20, 30 euros a bottle, and it's a utility kind of thing as opposed to the connoisseur side of it. It has its place, but a blend can be really nice. Like everything we do is blended to try to get to an end point, which is
And also, I mean, the whiskey industry, the nerd whiskey industry, wouldn't be there if there wasn't the big guys.
Yeah.
You know, we mentioned Glenfiddich, Glenlivet, Crown Royal, Canadian Club. I mean, without these guys, probably you wouldn't exist, and most of the other smaller ones wouldn't be there today in the market.
Sure.
When you say blended whiskey, does that mean you blend different casks within your distillery, or does that mean you create different types of whiskey that are then blended together, or what does that mean in your regards? It's not right now to your specific brand.
Yeah, so everything's a blend. We'll take multiple casks,
Yes, of course,
and create that. We'll distill the rye, we'll distill the wheat, and then blend them together.
Yeah.
So it's just a mishmash of everything, basically.
Okay. So when you say blend, you mean the blending of the cask within your distillery.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly the thing. What I was going at in terms of. That's why I am sort of in between not liking the word blend and also kind of going out there preaching that this is not a bad word.
Yeah.
Because blending basically means you're putting stuff together. It doesn't mean making something worse or better. It's just a different approach to, which is so complicated in Scotland because they have blended malts, blended Scotch. It's different approaches, but it's still the same name.
I think a lot of people think of it as like a blend. You're trying to hide some low quality stuff and mix in a little bit of flavor. So, but I think of it more as like a cocktail where you put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then it creates an end product that is better than the sum of its part, or equal, or whatever. Cut that.
That's a nice way of putting it. I think I'm going to steal that one.
Yeah,
that's a good way of putting it, especially from a bartender, because it's like exactly what you're saying. A blend means you're creating something round. You're creating something that is good,
better than all the pieces.
Yeah, better at the single parts, basically. Yeah. Because that's something that I realize in sometimes Scotch whiskey, people tend to go to the impression that a single cask whiskey is the better whiskey. And I would disagree in terms of, yes, there might be some single casks that might be enormously fantastic, but some are just great because they're high proof.
Yeah.
So that's my
You're also leaving it to chance too. If it comes out of the barrel and it's okay, then you're not blending it. Then, but we have the opportunity to. We don't miss because we blend everything with intention to get to the end point that makes a quality product, as opposed to hopefully this barrel dump tastes good. Yeah. And go from there. Of course.
Should I try the new make first before we try anything else, or would you go for one of these guys?
I think you want to try these ones
first.
Absolutely. If you nuke your palate with the new make, you really want to get the flavor of these ones first.
Yeah, you go and pour some. I mean, you know your stuff best, so. Oh wow, that is very sweet. Jesus.
Yeah. A lot of fruit.
What the hell? That I've never. I've smelled quite a bit of new make and also rye new makes in my life. That is very different. Yeah. Coming back to the still, because when you see the still, you think this is like a metal still. It's not a copper still.
Yeah. Stainless on the outside, and there's a ton of copper on the inside.
Okay, so it is a copper still. It just doesn't look like one.
Nah.
Okay, awesome. I was very surprised when I saw that.
Yeah. So this is Palm Trees in a Tropical Breeze. This is the one that won Canadian Whisky of the Year in 2023. This is the third iteration of it. That one was sold out before they even won the award, and so they've now put it out 3 times. This is the third iteration.
Awesome.
But I'll let you try that one as well, because this is a beauty.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Can you hold it somewhere in this area so people can see the bottle? I mean, probably not really that clear, but I'll take some shots later.
Sweet.
And I can put it in.
So again, this is a 100% rye whiskey.
Ooh, yeah, that's more like it.
Yeah, the pineapple, mango. Still get some clove and some spice from the rye, burnt sugar, that sort of thing. And so it's a real departure from what a lot of people think rye is. I feel like I keep saying that, but that's kind of the ethos is rye is more than just pepper, it's everything.
I was curious to try your whiskey because I like the classical rye. I like exactly that. I like that punchy.
No, not to say that it's bad or wrong. It's just it's just underutilized more than anything.
Yeah, I would certainly agree on the brown sugar in here. There's a lot of brown sugar, and I can see where the pineapple's coming from, like tropical fruits. I would agree. Maybe even like a little bit of a grill, like barbecued pineapple, which I really like.
Yeah. No, you nailed it.
Cheers.
Cheers. So that one has more of a bite than the wheated rye. A little bit hotter.
Oh, I like that.
Higher ABV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like that one. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
much more spicy,
Yeah.
but in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah, no wheat in that one, just the rye, so you do keep a lot more of those characteristics while playing around with the flavor wheel like that.
I would be interested if I would have liked it also if you wouldn't have told me that there's wheat in here, because I don't really like wheated whiskey.
Yeah.
I don't like wheated bourbon. I like high rye bourbon.
Yeah.
And I've never tasted a wheat whiskey. I think I've tasted maybe like 5 wheat whiskeys my whole life, just plain wheat whiskeys. Yeah, but I like this one much better.
Right on.
It's very complex also. It's a long finish.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you said like 3-4 years old, right?
Yeah, it's generally 3 to 5 years and then a blend of 3 to 5 year old whiskeys.
Yeah. No, but that's really nice. I really like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were the first independent distillery to win this award with this whiskey. And I think it's just because it's such a departure from what everyone thinks of rye. It's way more interesting
Crazy.
than just spice
Yes.
and clove and pepper.
I mean, I would certainly agree that the palate is almost like it's saying, "Hey, I am a rye, yes," but then it's taken this huge U-turn,
Yeah.
and giving you all this crazy. Obviously, you primed me now with your pineapple, but this crazy tropical fruit cocktail.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's
in
something
the best
else.
sense of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, that's why I moved here. I sold my house. I moved across the country.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for a job, but they were hiring, and I got it. And so I just believe so much in this juice that
Yeah, it's really good.
put my whole life on pause, traded it in for this, and haven't looked back.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good juice. Absolutely.
Next, got a neat one.
It's so mean because I could stay so long in here because there's actually a couple of whiskeys that I have never tried before that I actually want to do videos about also.
Oh, neat.
But that's not...
We'll just green screen a different distillery while you
That's not
try.
what we're here for. But yeah, like...
So this is off-brand Nordic red berry gummies.
Okay.
This was our previous special release, and we do keep a couple of bottles on the bar to pour ounces. So you can't get this one anymore. It's sold out already. This was our 18th release. And what I really appreciate about these products is they all aim to evoke
Cool.
a memory or a feeling. And this one is kind of like sneaking Swedish berries in the bulk bin at the grocery store.
Just gotta put this in front of the camera.
Hell yeah.
Cool. But there's no... That's also something that I read in the book that really confused me. So there's nothing in there, anything else than rye.
100%
spirit.
rye.
There's no juice or...
Nope.
I read that...
No
you
flavorants,
can-
no colorants. Sometimes they use a finishing cask for components of the special release.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing added to it that
Yeah.
would evoke these flavors or anything.
I mean, I used to be hardcore, like, conservative about these things, and I'm tending to change that at the moment. I probably wouldn't be put off if there were. I would just want to know about it.
Yeah.
And I think this is something that probably, I assume, might have given Canadian whiskey a bad rap, in Germany at least, or in Europe,
Yeah.
generally speaking, because people think it's not really pure whiskey, maybe, because you can actually add a certain amount of
Yeah.
things.
It does get a bit of a bad rap. The big guys will do a blackberry whiskey or a caramel whiskey, and it's just like some syrup that they put in there. And again, it has its place at 30, 40 euro a bottle. It gets the
Yeah.
job done, and it's a little bit more approachable for the non-whiskey drinkers if you have a flavored one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't add any flavors, no colorings, nothing like that. So this one is the sweeter side of rye as well, kind of
Ooh,
mimicking like a
Ooh.
berry candy. So you get maraschino cherry, a bit of cola fizz,
Yeah, totally.
berry gummies, and then it kind of finishes off with the classic oak that you get in
Nice.
a lot of whiskey.
I mean, to me, this is like, because I'm fairly known to not liking cask strength whiskeys. Exception for me is bourbon and rye. So here I tend to really go to high proof whiskeys.
Yeah.
and I still think it's a little bit of a cheat because I feel like whiskey's over 60%. This is 63.9. That would be very intense, obviously.
Yeah.
That's why I like a Booker's. I'm not sure if I would like a Booker if it was 64%.
Yeah, fair.
46.
Fair.
So yeah, but that's super tasty. That is exactly. I can 100% agree with everything you said. I don't have to do any work here. So he's telling me what I have to taste, and I can just drink and enjoy myself. That's actually quite nice for a change. But yeah, that's yeah, sweetness, spiciness. But that's like I just like the spicy notes in rye. So what's your in this bar outside of like rye whiskey? What would be your poison of choice, as we would say in Germany?
I am a big fan of bourbon, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a lot of scotches, but if I'm not drinking Canadian whiskey, then I'll usually go to a bourbon. Weller is good, Blanton's obviously.
Oh, you got Blanton's up there.
Yeah.
Nice, awesome. Yeah, I love a Blanton's.
Couple of them. Eagle Rare, can't go wrong.
Yeah.
It's that sweetness, and that's what I like a lot about our whiskeys.
Yeah.
We're pulling sweetness out of rye. We're getting different flavors that you don't normally get, but I like a good bourbon for sure. So this one here is our Realms of Rye series. For the special releases, they aren't always 100% rye. They do explore the flavor wheel with rye, but this one is always 100% rye. Exploring the flavor wheel again, no flavoring added, no coloring added, any sort of thing. And again, just pulling flavors that you don't normally expect out of rye. So this is the third one. First one was citrus and botanicals.
So what's the difference? Sorry, I kind of got lost.
No worries. So these are just our numbered releases.
Yeah.
They come out every couple months.
Yes.
Realms of Rye, it's a little bit harder to make because we're going so far out of the norm. You can pull these flavors out of rye, and then you can mix in some wheat and that sort of thing, or do a finishing cask and get some different flavors. No finishing casks for this. No additives, no coloring, no flavor, any of that, and it's always 100% rye. And then really going outside of the comfort zone for people. So citrus and botanicals, no one makes a citrus and botanical whiskey.
But there is botanicals in this whiskey?
Nope, just the flavoring.
Okay.
The flavor of botanicals through maturation, blending, aging, fermenting. Number 2 was dark fruit and cacao, or red fruit and cacao, and this one is menthol and evergreen. So you get kind of that vegetal flavor, that spruce flavor, mint flavor out of it, and it's just 100% rye.
So the difference between this one and these guys is the cask then. The production methods will be the same, the rye will be the same?
Correct. The production methods will be very similar, minus finishing casks. These guys will use occasionally finishing casks. Palm Trees in a Tropical Breeze was finished in a rum cask. Where that one, no finishing cask.
I'm gonna put this on camera. The legs are just crazy on this one. Beautiful bottle. Right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow. Carson, not Dawson. There's a little bit, to me personally, there's a little bit more of the classic, like a little bit more acetone in here. Cheers. Ooh, that's a big one. Oh. I like this one.
It's different, eh?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's very nice. Very sweet. Its tendency is a little bit more towards the maple syrup stuff that I like. A bit more spicy. It's funny because I would personally say this is the most traditional rye that, from my limited perspective, that I have of rye. I mean, my rye catalog is probably minimal compared to yours.
And it kind of more similar to that.
Yeah, this is I quite like that one.
Yeah, that one's less about kind of finding the sweetness as opposed to finding the mint and the menthol and the evergreen flavors in it, and the vegetal flavors and that sort of thing. So the first 3 that I picked out, will have a lot more sweetness, and then this one's kind of leaning into, again, the diversity of rye. It's not just all sweet, it's not all spicy, it's everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
So before we go out, because everything from here on will be mayhem, as you can sort of see. Don't want to put that on camera. I really want to try this new make spirit. This is 100% rye whiskey, rye new make spirit, 60%-ish.
Yeah.
So basically one of these guys from the strength of it. This is so creamy.
Yeah.
It literally smells like strawberry yogurt.
Just fruit.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That is very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
That is like I can't even start to. This is like squishy candy. I don't know, marshmallow, like pink marshmallows.
Yeah, we could just be moonshiners.
You can bottle it straight. That's really good. Yeah, Carson, thank you so much for having me here, showing me around, showing me all your precious limited releases. That was a blast. I'm really sorry for anybody out there in the world who's not here, that they cannot buy this yet. I really hope that one day you'll be able to spread that around the world. That is some serious, nerdy, awesome rye stuff. Yeah. I really like this. So everybody who told me to come here, thank you for that. Really appreciate it.
Shout out Davin for the assist.
I understand. Also, Graham McAloney's also told me to come here. So, nice. Like I said, a bunch of people said, yeah, that's good stuff. So check it out. So thank you so much for having me here.
Of course, thank you so much. It was great to have you.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Like I said, if you get the chance, come here, try it. And look out if you ever maybe on the secondary market for now. For rye whiskey fans and for everybody who wants to expand the horizon, I can certainly agree. It's really cool stuff and really good stuff, and crazy variety of flavors in these guys.
Yeah, we're very proud of it.
Cool. Yeah, you can be, absolutely. Okay, see you guys next time. The whiskey's working. Next time down the road. Check out some more videos right now. They're up on the channel. There's some tour videos through different other Canadian distilleries, obviously. And watch out for more content. And see you guys down the road.
Cheers.